Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek TV at Essen 2013. I'm sitting down with Yoon of White Goblin Games. Hi, and you've very kindly taken a few minutes out of your very busy day here. We are at your booth to show us a brief overview of Artifact.
Yes, Artifact is a new game by Jeffrey D. Ellis and Bernd Eisenstein. Jeffrey did also the New Amsterdam game for White Goblin Games.
Yeah, we actually did an interview with him. I was very impressed.
Okay, so this is his new game, and it's about people are going to different sites, different regions in the world, and look for artifacts. So there are different cards in regions that can be found. They have symbols on it, and I have to collect those cards to make exhibitions in museums. I can make different expositions with the same symbol, expositions with cards from the same regions, and so on. And with those expositions, I will score points and get additional income during the game. So that's a very basic, brief overview of the game. But the interesting part of the game is that ahead of the round, so at the end of the setup, you choose which 6 actions you want to do in the first round. And at the end of the first round, you will choose the 6 actions you will do in round 2. So it's very interesting game in kind of mechanics. So.
And how many does this play?
It plays with 3 to 5 players.
And how long, let's say in a full 5-player game, how long do you think it would take you?
60 till 90 minutes.
So fairly quick game. Now, why don't you just get into a little bit of maybe what a turn would look like?
Okay, great. Okay, I start my turn with 6 action markers on my player board. So each marker represents one of the actions I can take. With a museum, I can place on the board, pay the cost, and then the museum orders me to start digging at a new site. And I can place one building in a new region. And therefore I gain one worker. I can use those workers to add new buildings to a region I already am. And when I have 2 more cards, 1 new card is drawn. So that way new cards are drawn and will enter the game. During the game, more cards will be drawn. Something like this. And then later in the game I can use my boat to take cards. And the number of cards is always equal to the number of buildings I have at the site. So 2 buildings, I take 2 cards. And with those cards, I can go back to the museum, place the museum marker back on the board, and make an exposition. So for example, this one over here says me I have to take 3 cards with a head symbol and score 2 points. I can also use boats to sell my cards for money or to buy cards other players don't want. And when I'm done in my turn, when it's my turn, I always do 1 or 2 actions, or I pass. And when I pass, I'm out of the round and don't do any actions anymore. But when it's my turn again, I take an action marker for the board that I can use in my next turn. Or I can exchange. I can say, okay, I don't need this one anymore, but I need a boat for the next round. When all players have passed, then start player changes and everybody takes action markers until they have 6 on the board for the next round. And then the next round starts. And so we play along until the end of this track, or some of the boxes or deck cards are depleted.
Now, I know that obviously he isn't here right now, but was Jeff inspired by anything in particular? Was he a fan of archaeology? Do you happen to know?
Yes. He wrote a designer's diary on Board Game Geek, telling he really wanted to do a game about archaeologists. So that was his main inspiration.
Because I know and New Amsterdam had a particular connection to him as well. So I know he tends to design games on things that he's passionate about.
That's right. Yeah. Yes.
Now I know you guys are distributing this here in Europe. Do you have a distribution set up for the United States?
We don't have, we didn't sold any licenses to other companies, so the game isn't distributed in the States through many distributors, but there are some shops in America or anywhere else where you can buy this game.
Well, Young, thank you so much for showing us Artifact.